Hi, my name is Brian, your tech friend, and if you are considering buying the Samsung S20 FE or have just bought it, then this video is for you. If you're already the proud owner of this phone, then skip to the very miserable end of this video. And just to give some nuance to my advice, please note that I test a lot of phones, also Samsung phones, and most of them are good. I'm just gonna read you the final lines of my Danish review of this phone. I'll translate for you, and it says, it has a super pretty look and a really nice feel to the hand, as long as you don't use the phone for anything. The real use of this phone is only if you put it like on this little holder there and then put it out over on the bookcase for display purposes, and then you can wow all your friends and you can say, wow, you also have a Samsung Galaxy S20 FE phone. Yeah. Wow. Does it get hot too? Yeah, it gets. Oh, mine too. Yeah. Where do you have yours? On the bookshelf, like you. Oh, okay. Let's start off with some positives. The speakers on this phone are some of the best I've heard on a smartphone.
Primetime til netop at spille primetime. Og før i tiden, i sidste uge, der kvitterede vi altså for hver ven, du inviterede med en redningsgrænse. Det gør vi ikke længere, nu kvitterer vi altså med... Jeg ved hvad, jeg skulle egentlig lyst til at invitere nogle flere venner, for jeg synes faktisk, det her det er et mega fedt spil. Så er det altså bare med at gøre det, fordi inviterer du mere end 3...
This is maximum volume on all these three phones. The phone feels solid in your hand and it looks super cool in my opinion. And it has this very nice feel to the touch. If you've just bought the Samsung S20 FE, then you may have experienced getting very hot here up around the camera. Sometimes even so hot that it feels unsafe to touch. Luckily, Samsung has released software updates that corrects this, and also there's Android 11. But how did Samsung do this? Well, it seems to have pulled an Apple. By reducing the speed of the CPU, you can prevent thermal throttling, as can be seen in this footage, where I used a graphic test that ran 20 minutes, and only after 4 rounds, that means 4 minutes, it lowered the CPU performance. Look at the frame rates on loop 9, that was not good. We're down to like 10 frames a second, that's terrible actually. That is visibly very noticeable. 32 degrees Celsius to 43. That is bearable. That's not too that you'll burn your fingers from touching your phone. So if you are a gamer, you should not buy this phone. And if you're a normal user, you should just know that the CPU is very fast, but not for long. The Samsung S20 FE comes with a very beautiful 120Hz Super AMOLED HDR Plus screen. But as you will learn later in this video, you better reduce that to 60Hz immediately to reduce the terrible battery drain. And now for the main culprit of this phone, battery life. You are hard pressed to get it to last you a whole day, unless you heed all the advice I give you at the end of this video. And lastly, a couple of things that annoyed me personally when using this phone. If you want to shoot a selfie video with the camera, you better be doing so in daylight, because at nighttime the quality is horrendous, even in 4K 60 frames a second. This is the evening shot on the Samsung S20 FE using its selfie cam. We're shooting in 4K 60 frames a second. And this is how it looks if you want to use the Samsung S20 FE's selfie cam, 4K 60 frames a second. with some daylight coming in from over there. Behold, lo and behold. This video is, by the way, recorded on the Samsung S10 using its front-facing camera in 4K 30 frames per second. So Samsung of course produces great phones. And as a last little homage to glory, this phone has a tendency to like dim and brightens, the screen dims and brightens the screen in various lighting situations without the corresponding change in light, if you understand. And I found out there was a cure for this, because if you just restarted the phone, then it ended, and also if you turned the brightness shooter up and down a little bit, then it undid this. So, if you are the unlucky owner of a Samsung S20 FE and cannot return it, then use this advice I give you at the very end of this video coming up right now, so you can reduce the battery drainage and have a semi-happy experience with this phone, I should say. If you have a comment about your experiences with the Samsung S20 FE 4G version, also perhaps the 5G, but especially the 4G version, please do write them down below so we can share the comments if there's been pushed some software updates that correct some of the problems I've spoken about in this video. So please do share your thoughts on this phone. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and if you like the content of this video, please do subscribe and give this video a like. If you are the proud owner of Samsung S20 FE, you know exactly what I'm doing here. This phone just becomes so hot up around this area around the camera when using it for like even the smallest of tasks. So I went online to search my Samsung S20 FE gets hot. I searched, okay. And there was a top research answers from /digit. We'll get back to that. But there's also from this from the community on Samsung Europe itself, there was some answer been put in there regarding this exact question. The phone seems to be heating up a lot during charging and while setting up my Google account and downloading the apps. And that was exactly what happened to my phone when I set it up a couple of days ago. It got so hot and I hadn't been doing nothing. I've just set up some settings and downloaded a few things in the background thing, but it got so hot that I was thinking to myself, what is this? Why is it doing this? Okay, first off, there's this guy that says it's the 4G model has the Exynos chipset which has heating problems. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so that's just like, And then there's another guy that says, okay, well, I had the S20 FE as well, but the Snapdragon version that had a similar problem of overheating. Okay, not good. And he also says this, and this is so cute, overheating when I do mundane tasks like scrolling on Instagram or bite after continuous use. But okay, and then this guy that says, just one question, are you from the EU, US or United Arab Emirates? Some parts of the world are getting the S20 FE with vapor cooling chamber inside the phone. And also getting graphite pad, only which cannot act as a reliable coolant for the motherboard. That sounds dubious, Samsung. Okay, and here's the one I was looking for. Received my S20 FE today. The device is getting very hot at the top, camera area being the most hit. Exactly the same problem as I. And then I went on YouTube to search to see if there were any more people having the same problem. And I just searched for like Samsung S20 FE Warm. And there were some different guys unfortunately in non-English speaking languages talking about this. So I'm just making this to address it for everybody that speaks English all the way through. Just to say you are not alone. It is definitely not you there's something wrong with. And I also found these two videos. Returning my Samsung S20 FE, and that's both the 5G versions. Both of these guys, the girls, actually complain that also the camera is not up to what they had hoped for. So not only is it getting hot around the camera is also not what they hoped for. One claiming even that the Samsung S9 had a better back camera. And then back to my first search of my Samsung S20 gets hot on Google. And then there is this answer from /digit. Okay. If you notice your phone tends to warm up while running apps, check if there are too many apps running in the background. If you have multiple apps running in the background, your phone can quickly heat up due to heavy CPU usage. Yeah, but I've just bought a new phone. Is that my problem? Of course, I shouldn't have opened a lot of apps, that goes without saying, but it should be able to withstand just something. And then I press the link and then it becomes even more fun. Okay. Recently, there have been a number of reports citing overheating issue on the new Samsung Galaxy S20 FE Fan Edition. The problem seems to be less prevalent on Snapdragon models opposed to the versions coming with the Exynos processor. Okay. Also, battery drain. I've not yet tested this on my phone because I've not heavily used it yet, but I'll test the battery drain too. Okay, and here, this is the worst part because now it comes up with like an 11 points answer. 11. Okay, and I'll just run through them right quick so you can just see. Try avoiding hot environments. So if you live in Las Vegas or you place this on the stove, you shouldn't do that, okay? Remove the phone case, and that's actually a fun one because the first thing I thought about when I had this heating issue was I would buy a cover so to protect my hands from this immense heat, but of course I would heat the phone itself even more up, okay? That's probably not the best solution, but that would be my solution, okay? Checking out your charging accessories, that's just like pointing the blame at somebody else. Check your phone setting, it states. And then it suggests that you don't use the 120 refresh rate on the screen itself. But that's the reason why we bought this phone, because we wanted to like smooth the transition and to see how cute and sweet this would be, right? So now we can use it. Point number 5, disable Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and location settings, etc. Is this phone gonna be like a wall ornament or what? We're gonna place it on the shelf over there. Use power savings mode. Come on, I've just bought a new phone. I don't want to use power savings mode. And then there's the close the background apps at point 7, as we've already talked about. Update the software. I've just updated this phone's software. It now runs on Android 11. One UI 3.1 actually on this device, so I cannot update it anymore. This is a ridiculous point. Point number 10, wipe your system cache. That is not to be expected by any user that you should go in and wipe your system cache. Come on. And that's point number 11, reset your phone. I've just bought it. I've just come from a reset state of this phone. Why would I want to reset it again? Conclusion. If none of these solutions are working, it may be a problem with your phone's battery or some serious hardware issues. Visit your local Samsung Care Center for a proper checkup of your device. Over there, right over there, for display purposes. That's the real use for your new Samsung S20 FE.